Hello everyone, welcome to Aryan Tutorials. In this video lecture, I am going to explain about the Coriolis component of acceleration. Here, first I would like to give the definition for the Coriolis component of acceleration. So what is the definition means here? It is a tangential component of acceleration of a point over a sliding element with respect to the another point, which is the contact in between the sliding element and the link or which it is going to slide. Okay, that is the definition we can give, but I think you don't understand. So with the help of the example mechanism, we can understand what do you mean by the Coriolis, that is the Coriolis component of the acceleration. So in between which points we need to consider this component. So here this Coriolis component especially we can consider for the mechanism which is the quick return mechanism, that is it may be slotted lever mechanism or Whitworth quick return mechanism. So whenever we consider the quick return mechanism, for that mechanism we can consider this one Coriolis component of acceleration. So what exactly we can how exactly we can understand about this Coriolis component means here I am considering the slotted lever quick return mechanism. Okay, so this is the fixed leg and this one we can assume as a crank, and this crank is connected to the sliding element. Okay, so whenever this sliding element is having the contact with the crank and as well as the link on which it has to slide, in this case we can face the acceleration, which is the Coriolis component of the acceleration. So what exactly we can understand from this mechanism means, here we can consider the two contact points. What are the two contact points we can consider? Here one is B, I am assuming. Here the B is the contact in between the sliding element and as well as the crank. We need to give the turning pair for the sliding element and the crank, because it has to allow the turning motion. And similarly, this sliding element can have a sliding pair with the help of the link over which it is going to slide. So ultimately here what happens, due to the rotation of this crank, the slider will slide over the link and it will make the link to oscillate. At the same time, the slider will be having the revolute joint, that is the turning pair with respect to the crank. So whenever this case happens here, that Coriolis component takes place. So how exactly defined means, here it is the acceleration of the point B with respect to C. So what is exactly B? B is the contact in between crank and the sliding element, and C is the contact point in between sliding element and the link. So that is the tangential component of acceleration of B with respect to C. So that B is on the sliding element and C is the contact point in between the sliding element and the link. So based upon this we can give the definition as it is the tangential component of acceleration of the point that is B here, of the point which is on the sliding element with respect to the another point, that is C, and which is the contact in between the sliding element or the link here. Okay, so that is the definition we can give for the Coriolis component of the acceleration, which is the tangential component of a particular point or the sliding element with respect to the another point, and that is the contact in between the sliding element and the link. Okay. Okay, before deriving the equation, here I would like to give the direction. I forgot to give the direction for the tangential component, that is the acceleration. Here we need to consider. So what is the direction takes place for the tangential means, here whatever the path it is following, that B or C point is following during the rotation, to that path it should be for that part it should be tangential to it. So here whenever you consider rotation of the crank, it can make a circle. So to this circle here, the direction of the Coriolis component takes in place tangential to the path it is following, that B point is following here. Okay, so this will be the AT of BC. Okay, the direction should be here the tangential. Here it can have the radial also, but we don't consider the radial. So why we don't consider the radial means, when you are deriving the equation, so some form you will be getting that is meaningless. So in that condition we can go for only the tangential component of acceleration of B with respect to C. So that component is the Coriolis component here. Now we go for the derivation of the equation for the Coriolis component. So here for our convenience I have considered this location. So whatever this inclined position I am assuming as a vertical position. So by assuming this condition we can go for the analysis of the derivation part to get the required equation. So I'm going to erase this one. Okay, for finding ATBC here. So here how we are going to find out the acceleration means here by analyzing the change in velocity and dividing it by time, we'll be getting the acceleration. So this is based upon the acceleration definition only. What is the acceleration definition? Which is the rate of change of velocity. So the rate of change of velocity means it is a change in velocity with respect to time. Okay, so that will be the acceleration. So similarly, we will be analyzing the change in velocity by knowing the velocity conditions at two different positions. Then we will be finding the required acceleration. Okay, so this is the reference diagram we can consider for deriving the equation. So I am considering the sliding element here, which is at a distance of r from the center of turning or oscillations it is going to take place. Next, so this point here we can consider B comma C here. So that B and C at the same location and which are at a distance of r here. So initially I am considering this link OA is rotating with an angular speed of omega here. So due to the sliding of the that sliding element, that link OA is oscillating with an angular speed of omega, I am assuming. Okay, and due to this omega, it can have one tangential velocity that can be written in the form of omega into r. That is the angular speed into length, that is the radius with respect to which it is going to oscillate or rotate. And similarly, it can have one radial velocity also. That radial velocity initially I am assuming as v, because we don't know the value. So we are giving the formula or the letter that we can represent for the velocity. Okay, here the radial velocity we can represent as v, and the tangential velocity here at this particular position we can represent with the formula omega into r here. Okay, so after a particular duration of time delta theta, I am assuming this link has been changed its position to the new position I am assuming. Okay, so after a particular time of delta theta, the slider has been slided with respect to the turning pair of the crank. Okay, then the oscillation of this link OA has been taken place, then it has reached the new position. So meanwhile, assume here it has covered the angle of delta theta. Okay, so whenever the change in position happens, this slider again moves over the link. That means it has to slide also. Okay, so that means it can occupy the new position other than the initial position. So what will be the initial position if you try to trace means it may be somewhere here. Okay, so assume this one as C dash. Okay, so here the new position takes place. Assume this is as B1 comma C1. Okay, so what is the distance it has moved during a particular displacement in an angular position delta theta? So I am assuming the displacement is also very small quantity as delta r here. Okay, so according to this condition again, what is the total distance of the B1 C1 is taking place with respect to the center of oscillation means it will be r plus delta r. Okay, so with respect to distance again, what is the tangential velocity in this particular location means it can become that angular speed at this position. So what will be the angular speed here? It is already having omega. When you consider the increase in angular speed as delta omega, then it can have the angular speed as new angular speed omega plus delta omega. So what is the tangential velocity here going to take place means in the form of omega we can write omega plus delta omega into r plus delta r we can write. Similarly, here the radial velocity also has to increase. Okay, so that radial velocity we can represent v plus delta v. Smaller change has been taking place in the form of increasing velocity, that we are assuming v plus delta v. Okay, here we are considering the initial condition and final condition, and the change in initial and final will be giving the change in velocity. So that change in velocity with respect to time will be giving the acceleration. In that again we need to consider the tangential component of that acceleration. Okay, to get that tangential component of acceleration, here we need to get what is the total velocity initial condition, what is the total velocity in final condition. Then the change will be giving the total change in velocity. Okay, for getting that, here we try to consider with respect to these two. when you consider v and v plus delta v, what is the change in velocity? And similarly, omega r and omega plus delta omega into r plus delta r, what is the change in velocity? Okay, that should be in tangential direction, this should be in tangential direction. So what is the total tangential component of change in velocity? With respect to time, that will be the required tangential component of the acceleration. Okay, so we try to analyze one by one here. So first I would like to go for, I want to take the help of velocity diagram. Velocity diagram with what? Initially I want to consider with v and v plus delta v. These are the two components I would like to consider, and we have to take the change in velocity, because ultimately we have to know what is the change in velocity. So first we go for the diagram. So what is the direction of v here? Which is acting vertically upward direction. So try to consider one point here as O dash or O only. Then draw one particular vertical line up to some extent. We don't know the exact value, so approximately we have to represent. Okay. So try to draw this somewhat below. I'm assuming here O. So draw one line up to particular distance and represent it as v. Okay. Similarly, next velocity, final velocity is v plus delta v. What is the direction? Along the link. So parallel to the link here, another line we have to draw to represent v plus delta v, somewhat more than the initial velocity. Okay. So when you join these two end points according to the condition here, which will be giving the change in velocity. Okay, assume this is b and this is v1. Okay, so this is the change in velocity with respect to v and v plus delta v. So in this again we have to know what is the component of the tangential component of change in velocity in first case. Okay, so how will you get the tangential component? Means again we can resolve it into two components. Okay, so this becomes here, assume as x point, not it becomes assume x point. So this bx will give you, which is the radial component, and here this b1x will give you tangential component. That is again radial component of change in velocity, tangential component of change in velocity here. Okay, so now we try to write the equation for the two components of change in velocity here. Okay, first I would like to take bx. What is bx here? Radial component of change in velocity. Radial component of change in velocity. Now, so how we can write this bx is equal to, for that try to consider the right angle triangle OXB1. So from the right angle triangle here, the side consider OX. From OX, bx is equal to what we can write? Bx can be written as OX minus OB. So from the right angle triangle, what is the OX we can write? So here again the angle will be delta theta only, because the displacement is delta theta. So here also angle between the two velocity directions will be delta theta only. So according to the right angle triangle with an angular position delta theta, what is this adjacent side can be written with the help of the cos rule? We can write it as v plus delta v, which is the hypotenuse, into cos of the angle, which is the delta theta from the right angle triangle, minus what is OB here? OB is v. Okay, so when delta theta is very small, and this delta theta can be assumed 0, when it is particularly for cos, then we can make it as 1. Okay, so now try to write v plus delta v minus v. So negative v, positive v will be getting cancelled, and here we will be getting only delta v, that is bx, which is the radial component of change in velocity. So now try to assume this equation as 1. Okay, I am writing the equation 1 here for our reference, which is, you got it as, which is the radial component. Remember that radial component we got it as delta v only. So try to remember that equation 1, which is the radial component of change in velocity, when you consider this v and v plus delta v. Next we go for tangential component. So what is the tangential component here? b1x is the tangential component. So this tangential component, what we can write for this? Tangential component. Okay, tangential component of velocity, that b1x is equal to what we can write here. Try to analyze from again the same right angle triangle, which is OXB1. So this b1x is the opponent side of the right angle triangle. Okay, that opponent side can be written as from the sine rule as hypotenuse, which is v in v plus delta v into sine of delta theta. Here again delta theta is very small. Here you should not assume this delta theta as 0, then total entire term becomes 0. But when it is particularly related to the sine theta, it should be equal to theta here. When the theta is very small, that should be equal to theta only. So here delta theta is very small, we can write it as delta theta only. So try to write v plus delta v into delta theta. Now take the delta theta inside, v into delta theta plus delta v into delta theta. And here consider whenever you are multiplying the two smaller quantities, it will become again very small quantity. So this one can be assumed as 0. So in this condition b1x, finally you will be getting it as v into delta theta only, which is the tangential component of change in velocity. So this tangential component of change in velocity is only the required change in velocity for finding the acceleration. So try to keep that in your mind. So assume this equation as 2, which is the tangential component of change in velocity when you consider these two here, v and v plus delta v. So now make this equation 2 for the reference. I am writing v into delta theta. Okay, so related to this v initial and v plus delta v final, we have determined two components. One is the radial component of change in velocity and the tangential component of change in velocity we have determined here. Okay, so now we go for the remaining velocities, that is omega r initially and omega plus delta omega into r plus delta r final. So with respect to these two velocities, again we try to find the two components. One is radial component of change in velocity, tangential component of change in velocity. Now we need to consider the velocity diagram with respect to what here. The next velocities, initial velocity is omega r and final velocity is omega plus delta omega into r plus delta r. So when you consider these two initial and final velocities, what is the change in velocity in radial and the tangential direction, that we can identify again with reference to the velocity diagram. So now try to consider omega r. What is the direction of omega r, which is taking place in horizontal direction? So try to consider any point O again here and try to represent the vector, okay, that representing the velocity, which is omega r. Next, similarly the final velocity, which is taking place perpendicular to the link. So to parallel to this one from O, again draw another vector. Okay, so this should be representing omega plus delta omega into r plus delta r. Okay, so what is the change in velocity with respect to this initial and final means? By joining these two end points, it will be giving change in velocity. So again assume this is as b and this is as b1. So this b1 is the change in velocity. So again in change in velocity we have to know two components to know the tangential component of acceleration. So again how will you get the two component means? Again resolve this b1 into two components, that is in vertical line and the horizontal line. So this intersecting point assume here y. So this by will give you what is the tangential component of velocity, and this b1y will give you what is the radial component of change in velocity here, not velocity, change in velocity. So direction, if you consider, this goes on like this and this will go on left side only, but this will come to the downward direction, whereas here this delta v is upward direction and this one is left hand side direction only. So that is related to v and v plus delta v. Okay, so now we try to write that is b1y. This b1y is what here? Radial component of change in velocity. Okay na? So this b1y, again what we can write from the right angle triangle O b1y. So that b1y what we can write, which is the opponent side of the right angle triangle, and here also same angle takes place due to the displacement of delta theta. Okay, so b1y, which is the opponent side, that can be written with the help of the sine rule, that can be written as omega plus delta omega, which is the hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse, into r plus delta r into sine of delta theta. So again here sine delta theta is very small, then it will be delta theta only. So here first expand this equation, can be written as omega r plus omega delta r. So this one is multiplied with these two, plus next delta omega is multiplied these two. So delta omega into r plus delta omega into delta r. So entirely into delta theta. So again take the delta theta inside, that will be omega r delta theta plus omega delta r delta theta plus delta omega r delta theta plus delta omega delta r delta theta. So again here when you consider this element in this term, there is only one delta theta, so no problem. When you consider this second one, delta r delta theta, both are very small, you are multiplying, so it can be assumed as 0. And similarly here also two components in smaller quantities, when you multiply again it becomes more smaller value. So again this one can be assumed 0, and these are the three smaller quantities, when you multiply it becomes again very small value, that can be assumed 0. So all these things will be getting cancelled, and remaining thing will be omega r delta theta, that is the radial component of the change in velocity. In the next case, assume this equation as 3. So that third equation I am writing here, which you got it as omega r delta theta. So that is the second case radial component. Next we go for what is the tangential component. So what is the tangential component here? That is By. By is the tangential component. Tangential component of what here? Change in velocity. Change in velocity. Okay. So this By can be written from the right angle triangle as Oy minus Ob. Oy minus Ob. So Oy means what there? Oy is the adjacent side of the right angle triangle, that can be written as hypotenuse omega plus delta omega into r plus delta r into what? Cos delta theta, and again minus Ob means omega r we can write. So again this can become equal to 1. So now try to expand this one, omega r plus omega delta r plus delta omega r plus delta omega delta r minus omega r. So this omega r gets cancels, and these are the two smaller quantities can be cancelled. So next finally we will be getting omega delta r plus delta omega r. So this is the tangential component of change in velocity. Assume this equation as 4. Okay, so fourth equation you got it as omega delta r plus delta omega r. Okay, so again here when you consider the direction, this By, whatever the B1y is acting downward direction, and this one as it is acts in left hand side direction, which is the tangential component. Okay, so now we try to go for the next total components. What is the final component we can consider? Final components of change in velocity we try to consider here. So other than going for final component, that is the total radial component of change in velocity, here the requirement is we need to find tangential component. So we try to go for what is the total tangential component of change in velocity. That is from equations. Again, from what are the equations we need to consider? This is the tangential second one, and this is the tangential fourth one. So from the equations 3 and 4, the total tangential component of change in velocity. Velocity of B point with respect to O, that becomes here what? Here when you are considering the tangential components, Total means we need to take the sum, and according to the direction we need to make the sum or otherwise subtract each of them. So here when you consider, what are the equations? Sorry, not 3 and 4. You need to consider 2 and 4. Okay now. So from 2 and 4 both are acting in left hand side direction. So both can be taken as a summation. So try to write sum of these two. V into delta theta plus omega delta r plus delta omega r. So this is the tangential component, final tangential component in of change in velocity here. So when you want to write the acceleration, finally we have to know what is the tangential acceleration, but here we are finding the tangential acceleration of v with respect to o. For getting BC, we have already written the formula. ATBC is equal to ATBO minus ATCO. Okay, so this ATBO can be written, that is the change in velocity with respect to time. So this is the change in velocity, V into delta theta plus omega delta r plus delta omega r divided by delta t. So try to consider each and every individual element here. So V into delta theta by delta t, which is the change in angular displacement with respect to time, which becomes angular speed. Okay, rate of change of angular displacement, which is the angular velocity. So that is V omega, and similarly omega into dr by dt. So that is linear displacement with respect to time, change of linear displacement with respect to time, that can be written as omega into V. Next, plus r into delta omega by delta t, d omega by dt, which is the change in angular velocity with respect to time. So change in velocity with respect to time, acceleration. Here is related to angular speed, which becomes angular acceleration, that can be written as r into alpha here. Okay, so this is the equation you got, from which we can write it as 2 omega v's. So 2 into omega v plus r alpha. So this is the ATBO you got. Okay, so this is the equation for ATBO, and already we have written the formula for ATBC. So what is that ATBC? Already you have written. You try to go through the first equation during the starting of the derivation part. So that AT of BC gotten as here ATBO minus ATCO. So this ATBO we got it as 2 omega V plus R alpha minus this one already you know R alpha from the standard formula. Okay, so this R alpha get cancels, then it will be remaining 2 omega V, which is the tangential component of B point with respect to C, which is the required tangential component of the acceleration of B with respect to C here. So that is the Coriolis component of the acceleration, which can be obtained by analyzing the changing velocities according to the velocity of the slider is taking place with respect to the O point. So that is the formula, which is the Coriolis component, which is the 2 into omega V, that will give you the Coriolis component. So this special component is determined whenever the problem is given related to the quick return mechanism. So I hope you understand this derivation, which is the Coriolis component. What do you mean by the Coriolis component of acceleration, and what is the derivation part we can consider for the Coriolis component. Once again, thanks for watching my video. If you still have any doubts, please feel free to give a comment to my video so that I'll try to clarify. Once again, thank you so much.